Hey guys, 713 here, and I'm on a motorcycle for the first time in literally months. I would guess the last time I rode this thing was 3 or 4 months ago, which is insane. This is probably the longest time I've ever, since buying this is 3-4 months is probably the longest I've ever gone without riding it. I totally take that back. I just remembered I broke both my legs not too long ago. I think when I broke both my legs, I probably went longer than 3 or 4 months without riding this. Shit. Like, between me breaking my legs and this last spurt of not riding it, it's, you know, probably close to a year of not riding it within the last couple of years, last 2 or 3 years. So what's it feel like to be on the motorcycle after months of not riding it? The first thing I noticed was that it handles weird compared to my scooters, and it freaked the heck out of me. I'm like, oh, there's something wrong with it, and I was checking the tires. I'm like, do I got a flat tire? What's going on? It's just, but as the more I ride, the more I get used to it. I think it's just, I'm just noticing the difference is all between this and a scooter. Speaking of scooters, we have a maxi scooter beside us, which is a large capacity. That's like a 400cc scooter. So that's the first thing I noticed was the handling is different than a scooter. No duh, but it really, I was having difficulty steering it because I'm used to the effortlessness of the scooters. Scooters are for like lazy people. They're just so easy to ride. It's a pleasure. Oh, there's a curve ahead. Let's try this. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, you guys don't know how close I came just to killing myself just then. I was like getting ready to open it up and take that corner like knee down. As I come around the bend, I see a giant truck blocking the entire road. Oh, all the fun you have. Look at the beautiful clouds and the sky. I'm just happy to be outside, to be honest. I've been playing Fortnite a lot. Like a lot. One of the reasons I play it so much is because I'm not very good at it, and some of my friends are very good at it, and it's embarrassing every time I play with them, but I like playing with them because we win. So I just decided, okay, well, enough of this not being good, let's get good. So I've been playing it almost as a job, like, you know, like it's funny, you know, it's a video game that I love, but some days I'm like, oh, I didn't play Fortnite today, I got to put in a couple hours, otherwise my skills are going to get rusty, you know, and it's I'm not sure what you guys can see. Anyways, yeah, I'm honestly doing that. I'm honestly like trying to put in, like, and I'm figuring out like what areas I'm weak in. If I'm not good at building, then I spend a day just building forts. If I'm not good at aiming, or if there's certain weapons that I suck with, then I spend a day just trying to find that weapon and using that weapon exclusively, even if I've got a better weapon in my inventory. So yeah, and then yeah. So anyways. But yeah, I was at a traffic light just earlier, like in the city, and I'm looking up at the blue sky and the white clouds. I don't know if it's beautiful to you guys, but to me, I was really like amazed by it. I'm like, the graphics outside are way better than the graphics in my living room. Like, look at that sky. Fortnite does not have clouds like that. Yeah, I've been playing the game too much. Oh, you talk about playing the game too much. I live outside the city, and the other day I went for a ride, and I was on my scooter, and I was heading towards the city, and I saw the skyline, like the of the city, like, you know, the outline of the big buildings in the city, and I'm going up this hill, and when I saw it, I kid you not, the first thing I thought was, oh, I'm heading into Twisted Towers, or whatever it's called. Tilted Towers, which is the city in Fortnite, and that's literally the first thought that went through my head. And then I just kind of laughed at myself, and I was amazed by the fact that I'm that out of touch with reality that when I see buildings, I assume I'm heading into Tilted Towers. I was calling them Twisted Towers for the longest time, and somebody corrected me like yesterday. So yeah, and then the first thing I had to get used to was the handling, which is weird, and then I'm just not used to it. And then I realized like how much of an asshole I am, and what's interesting about that is the fact that I forgot that I was that much of an a-hole. What do I mean by that? The second I got on this bike, man, I'm doing wheelies, I'm gunning the RPMs, I'm blasting between cars, I'm just being loud, obnoxious, And it's like, but there's this huge smile on my face. I just love it. And it's weird because that's really not me anymore. When I was young, you know, I took pleasure in other people's displeasure. Like, I was just a normal young guy, you know. No, I was worse than most. Just a normal, you know how most people, no, I was actually, yeah, I like pulling pranks. I've always liked loud, obnoxious motorcycles and being the center of attention and whatnot. It's a character flaw, but hey, no one's perfect. But yeah, so when I left the shop, but I'm not like that anymore. Like I'm trying to set good examples for my son. I'm always teaching him good manners and this and that. This is a golf driving range on the left-hand side. They're very popular in Asia and Taiwan. A lot of Asian countries, they don't have a lot of land for golf courses. And then Taiwan actually has a fair number of golf courses, but I think it's only like the wealthy that can, they're country clubs, and you need the membership's really high. So for a regular person who wants to golf, the only choice they have is just like driving ranges, and I suppose mini golf. Yeah, so yeah, it honestly, and I'm not joking, yet again, it's funny, but I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating. I was honestly shocked by how much of a jerk I became once I got on this motorcycle. I'm riding tame now because I'm talking to you guys and I'm focusing on what I'm saying, and I don't want the sound of the bike to drown out the audio. But it was just funny. I picked a fight, like within minutes of riding the bike, I was giving a guy the finger. It was his fault though, he changed lanes into me without signaling. But I was just very aggressive, and yeah, and it was fun, But yeah, I'm trying to set a good example for my son. So I'm really trying to be a better person, and it's hard to be a better person just when you're around someone like specific. So the best way to be a better example for your kids is to become a better person all the time, and then that way because I only see them on the weekends, so if I wanted to, I could just be a good person on Saturday and Sunday, but it's not that easy. So like I try to swear less. As an example, I try to swear less, like in general, I all the time. And then what else? Oh, I try not to not tease people, but like laugh at people. If I see someone that is doing something odd, in the past I might have kind of like laughed behind their back, but now I won't do that even when I'm by myself. To be honest, I don't think I ever really did that. I'm trying to think of I know. Just like being loud in a public place, like maybe belching loudly, that is something I'm known for, like being in a mall or something and just burping really loudly. That's something I've done my whole life, pretty much. It's something because in general, I don't care too much what other people think, and if I've got to burp, why not? But I have a son that I need to set an example for now, so I've actually stopped doing that, like, altogether, or pretty much altogether, even when I'm not with him. I do not know. A big gust of wind came up. I had my left foot down, holding the bike up. My left foot was down, but the big gust of wind came from the left, and it actually started to tip the bike over to the right. And we're on a downhill slant, so the only thing holding the bike in place is my right foot. So I had to take my foot off the brake to stop the bike from tipping over. But when I took my foot off the brake, the bike started rolling down the hill, and I didn't have my hands on the handlebars. See? Look at all the adventures I have just while sitting at a stoplight on a motorcycle. Oh, that was really fucking. I had already straightened, I'd done the left-hand turn, I had straightened the bike up, and I was just gonna gun the gas when that guy decided to illegally just ride out and directly in front of me. The power of a motorcycle, man, it really is a bit too much. The clock, 6:45, that's not right. Ooh, people always ask me how many kilometers do I have in this motorcycle. I have 40,083. I evidently hit 40,000 recently, and I forgot to take a picture or something. At the sunset. Yeah! sunset! Look at all these idiots that are coming towards us, and they got the sun setting behind them, and they have their headlights off. This is the time, it's dusk and dawn are the times when the most accidents happen. And it's for obvious reasons like rush hour, but it's also for less obvious reasons like the fact that your eyes use rods and cones to see. One of them is for daytime and one of them is for nighttime. Like one is for light and one is for dark. And since dusk and dawn are neither light nor dark, somewhere in between, the eye doesn't really know which to use. So you actually see better once the sun has gone down than you do at dusk. Because the grayness of dusk and dawn confuses your eyes, and they don't, yeah, I think I explained it already. The funny thing is like, believe it or not, for all of that, I was not speeding. I was doing like 35 miles per hour. It just sounded quick because the bike has its first gear, tops out at like 35, 30. So, and that's what I love. Oh, like 30, like, yeah, 30. I wasn't even doing 35. I was doing maybe max 30 just then. Even though it sounded really aggressive and sounded really fast, which is why a bike like this is so much fun. You can actually take it all the way up to the red line and bounce it off and feel the full acceleration of the bike while not speeding, while not breaking the speed limit. And you can't do that on many motorcycles. Most, I've said this before, but some of you might not know this, a 1000cc GSXR has 6 gears. You know what else? No. A 1000cc motor... That was a lot of... My front tire was... I wasn't wheeling, but I wasn't not wheeling either. Like, my front tire wasn't on the pavement for that, like, entire launch. And it was a long... The whole time I was accelerating, my front tire was, like a half an inch off the ground. I could just feel there was nothing there. It was, like, the perfect amount of acceleration for a hard launch. Another thing I like about this bike, you know, a 1000cc bike, you try to do what I just did and the bike will just flip and fucking break your back. This bike, for the most part, you can go full on the throttle and not worry about flipping it. You can wheelie it though. Well, yeah, if you can wheelie it, you can flip it, so I take that back. But you know what I mean, it's not going to come up as fast as like a 1000, you can just, and the thing just flips instantly. This would not do that. It would rise and you'd have time, hopefully, to apply the rear brake. Okay, dude, what are you doing? So, I want to see this sunset, so we're going to head towards the road and then head that direction of the setting sun. What was I saying? Oh yeah, 1000cc bike. They taught, like, first gear, and this is going to, if you don't already know this will blow your mind. First gear, red lines at like 140 kilometers an hour, or no, I think it's even higher than that. I think it's 170. I think it's 170, which is more than 100 miles per hour. First gear. So first gear takes you from 0 to about 100 miles an hour. That's first gear. And then you got second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth after that. But all the subsequent gears are all very short. Like, first takes you up to 100, and then second just takes you up to like 120, 130, and third takes you up to, yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. They don't take you up to 600 miles an hour. First goes up to 100 miles, second goes up to 200, third is like 300. That's like bullet train speed. 4, 5, 6, we don't even know what those got up to because no one's ever shifted into those gears before. People are, I think, looking at me. Woo! I'm blind. Riding into the sun was a bad idea. I can't see anything. Really? I'm blind. Can you guys see anything? If so, just shout out if I'm about to crash. And I'll try to listen to the future you through the computer. That wouldn't work. I'd need to be psychic and have some kind of electronic superpowers. It wouldn't, like, what would I need? I would need to be, no, not psychic, because I'm not reading your mind. I'm just hearing your microphone from the future. I would need time travel powers, like power over time, and combined with like power over electronics, computers, internet, that kind of, like, yeah, some kind of like Wi-Fi man and future man combined to, yeah, that would work. I like this car on the left. It's the Nissan Juke. Juke? Yeah, I like it. I like it. A lot of people don't. I think to me, it's unique. I like unique. This one has like a racing stripe on it. That adds like 20 horsepower. Woo! If you're wondering why I'm so talkative, it's just literally because it's been so long since I made a video. I've actually missed this. I used to, you know, back in the day, I've been doing this I was the first person on YouTube. I hate it when people say you were one of the first motovloggers on YouTube. I wasn't one of the first. I was the very first. I was the only person on the planet Earth making motorcycle vlogs. I made them back before the word motorcycle vlogs even existed. I actually remember the day I was talking with some other people and we came up with the word motovlogs. Like, we literally I didn't invent it. It wasn't me. It was another guy, but I was there for the conversation. So yeah, you're one of the first. I'm not one of the first. I'm the first, bitch. Get it right. And another semi-interesting fact is when you're talking about like who the top motovlogger is, if you're looking at total views, I'm still in the top 3. I might be number 1. I'm not sure. Like, last time I checked, I still had more views, more total views than any other motovlogger. More than Jake the Garden Snake, more than 6'4" Honda, more than anyone. I think my total views right now are sitting around 130 million views. 130 million. So yeah, so they might have like way more subscribers than me and more active views, but no one's yet to topple my total views. So I still today might be the most viewed motorcycle vlogger on the planet for total views. There's some channels that have like tons of subscribers and no views. My own. But you know what I mean. Like, there are some channels that have tons of subscribers and never had any views. Like, I think they just cheated. They just got like fake subscribers or something. I don't have fake subscribers. I've just been around so long that people have got into my channel, watched it for a few months, and then got bored and moved on to something else and not unsubscribed. So I've been around for so long. So they accumulate. Blind again, jeez. Okay, I need to slow down, man. Woo. Yeah, that sky, man. Look at that sky. That's beautiful. You wanna play? I can play. Is he gonna stop for that light? Nah, he ran it. He slowed down, but then he ran it. Come on, man. Oh, I wanted to race that guy off the line. It's rare it's rare for a Taiwanese person to ride aggressively like that. It's very rare. I think he's got the same bike as me too, which is interesting. No, he doesn't. He's riding I just saw the exhaust. He's riding a Z1000. which definitely has more acceleration than my bike. But the question is, does he have the balls to use it? And the answer to that is probably not. He passed me once quick, but I would highly doubt he'd have the balls to like match me. It's funny, man. Like I've in the past, when my legs weren't mostly bolted together, I've raced every type of motorcycle on this bike. Like we're talking, you know, ZX 1400s, Hayabusas, CBR 1000 RRs, you name it, I've raced it. And if it's on the road, I don't think I've ever lost. The exception to that rule would be the odd time when I'm riding with a group of highly skilled riders, and then there'll be a couple of guys in the group that are better than me. But I'm just saying, like, if I'm going out for a casual ride and I run into someone else who's on a big motorcycle, the chance of them actually being quicker than me is like 1 in 100. I do have some people that I ride with regularly that I know are just better than me, but that's well, in the past. I mean, I don't ride period nowadays. Anyways, my batteries are dying, so I should end this video. It was great talking to you guys. Sorry I've been uploading so sparsely recently. If I've still got battery and I'm still recording, I would like it if you guys would support me on Patreon. If I can get my Patreon up, if I can get it to double what it is now, double the supporters that it has now, then I can start really focusing on my videos again. So I have 100 supporters on Patreon. If I can get an extra 100. And Patreon is, and people don't understand how Patreon works. It's really cheap. It's only like $4 a month. Because it's as much as you want, actually. I think you can set it to like $1 a month. It has a minimum. You just you donate $1 per video that I upload, but you can set the maximum as, I don't know, I think as low as you want. Maybe you can set it for like $4 a month. So that would mean that for the first 4 videos I upload in a month, you'd give $1 for each one. And then anything past that, you would give nothing. But you would still get to see my secret videos because you're a supporter. So, yeah. The link to my Patreon is in the video description. If I could get that up a bit, then it would help me a lot. I got a lot of financial stress on my life right now. I'm worried about the future. Yeah. I made some money on cryptocurrencies and it took the stress off for a few months, but in those months I haven't lost any money, but I haven't made any either. It's because cryptocurrencies are down right now, and the ICOs I invested in, some did okay and some did crap, and I kind of broke even in the end. We'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna make sure to stop the video. I don't like it when the battery dies in the middle of a video, because I think it could, in theory, like corrupt the video file. So I want to make sure I stop it. Thanks.